Everyone thinks they're brave until a bear proves them wrong. Imagine walking through a peaceful forest with your best friend. You're laughing, joking, and promising to protect each other. Then suddenly, the bushes start shaking. One of you has to think fast, while the other discovers a hidden talent for climbing trees. But the funniest part, the bear ends up giving the best friendship advice of all. Let's find out what happened. It was a beautiful morning, and the forest looked peaceful. The sun shone through the tall trees, birds sang cheerful songs, and a cool breeze gently moved the leaves. It was the perfect day for an adventure. Two best friends, Edward and Thomas, walked along a narrow forest trail with backpacks full of food and water. They laughed, shared silly jokes, and enjoyed every step of the journey. After a while, Edward puffed out his chest and proudly announced, "Don't worry, if we run into danger today, I'll protect you." His friend couldn't help but laugh. "Really? Like last week when you screamed because a butterfly landed on your shoulder?" He quickly defended himself. "That wasn't just any butterfly, it flew straight at me. I think it was planning something." His companion laughed even harder. "Butterflies don't make plans." He simply shrugged. "Well, that one looked very determined." Their laughter echoed through the forest, and even a squirrel stopped on a nearby branch as if it wanted to know what was so funny. Feeling brave, the two travelers continued deeper into the woods. One of them picked up a long stick and swung it through the air like a fearless knight. "If a wolf appears, I'll chase it away," he declared. With another swing, he added, "If a wild boar charges, I'll scare it off too." His friend smiled and asked, "What if a bear shows up?" The confident traveler suddenly stopped swinging the stick. After thinking for a moment, he replied, "Well, let's hope bears are taking the day off." His companion burst into laughter. "That's your plan?" "It's an excellent plan," came the reply. "I just hope the bears agree." As if the forest had been listening, everything suddenly became silent. The birds stopped singing. The wind disappeared. The bushes beside the trail began to shake. Rustle, rustle, crack. A huge brown bear slowly stepped onto the path. It was much bigger than either of them had imagined. Its paws looked enormous, and every slow step seemed to make the ground tremble. Both friends froze. The bear froze too. For a few long seconds, nobody moved. Then, the louder of the two shouted, "Bear!" Before his friend could even react, the self-proclaimed hero dropped everything and sprinted toward the nearest tree. He climbed so quickly that even the squirrels looked impressed. Within moments, he was sitting safely on a high branch, hugging the tree as tightly as if it were the most precious thing in the world. The traveler left on the ground looked up in disbelief. "I thought you said you'd protect me." The man in the tree smiled nervously. I'm cheering for you from up here." His friend sighed. "Very helpful." With the bear getting closer, the traveler on the ground realized he couldn't outrun it. Then he remembered something his grandfather had once told him. "If you ever meet a bear, lie still and pretend to be dead." It wasn't the perfect plan, but it was the only one he had. He carefully lay flat on the ground, closed his eyes, held his breath, and stayed as still as a rock while the bear slowly walked over. It sniffed his shoes, his backpack, and finally, his face. Warm breath brushed against his cheek, but he didn't move an inch. Then, something awful happened. A tiny mosquito landed right on the end of his nose. He wanted to sneeze more than anything. His nose twitched, his eyes watered, and every part of him begged to let out one enormous sneeze. "Not now," he thought. "Please, not now." Somehow he managed to stay perfectly still. Just as the mosquito flew away, an ant decided to march across his ear. "Seriously?" he thought. "Have all the insects booked a vacation on my face today?" From high above, the frightened tree climber whispered, "You're doing great." The man below desperately wanted to answer, "Easy for you to say, you've got front row seats." But he wisely stayed silent. After one final sniff, the bear gave a deep grunt, turned around, and slowly disappeared back into the forest. Only after several long seconds did the traveler on the ground carefully open one eye. The bear was gone. He stood up, took the biggest breath of his life, and dusted himself off. A moment later, his friend slowly climbed down from the tree, pretending everything had gone exactly as planned. With an awkward smile, he asked, "You know, it looked like the bear whispered something into your ear. What did it say?" The other traveler smiled. "Oh, it gave me some wonderful advice." "What was it?" He brushed the dust from his jacket and calmly replied, "The bear said, never travel with a friend who climbs a tree faster than he keeps his promises." For a moment, there was complete silence. Then, the embarrassed traveler scratched the back of his head and laughed. I guess I deserved that. Soon, both friends were laughing so hard that they had to stop walking. Before continuing their journey, the one who had climbed the tree sincerely apologized. His friend accepted with a smile. From that day on, whenever the bushes rustled, the former hero would nervously whisper, "Please tell me it's just another butterfly." His companion would grin and reply, "Don't worry, butterflies only attack people with suspicious imaginations." The two friends laughed together and continued down the forest trail, knowing their friendship had become much stronger and much wiser. Every story leaves us with a lesson, and today's is simple. True friendship is proven by actions, not words. If you enjoyed this story, I'll see you in our next adventure. Until then, keep turning the pages of life's greatest stories.